Hello, everybody. I like to be here in this conference of teaching in the exile. I am Eulogio Chacon Moreno from Venezuela, and I will talk about my experience here in Spain, teaching from different persons and students in the University of Lleida. I was a professor in the Institute for Environmental and Ecological Science in the University of Los Andes in Venezuela, Mérida, Venezuela. For many years, more than, I don't know, I don't remember, 27 years ago. And now, because the situation of my country, I obtained a fellows from the Scholar Rescue Fund of the International Institute of International Education, and I am here in the University of Lleida in the Department of Growth and Forest Science, and I teach in global chain course of the undergraduate students for forestry engineering and nature conservation, and also in the Mediterranean forest master degree. Um, I will talking about teaching in Catalonia with tropical accent because this name is like for me how can I express the tropical experience into this country and with these students, but it's not different what I did in Venezuela, but is real thing that have something that is new. Then this talk with board three things easily. First is teaching today with is a perception, my perception of how is the evolution of teaching for me in the universities. How was the classes here in Spain? And something about why the tropics could be different for people here, and even for you if you don't see or don't know too much about tropics. Then, what is teaching today? Um, I think that at the end of my experience as a professor, we have now to concentrate in give less information and more guidance. It's like we are uh, converting in a coach more than people who knows many things about read many things and an academic position or something like that. It's more to be a more a person that know the information is there, but try to give a perception of the information, how to find the information, where is the information, and how to select the information. Then we know that in the 60s, with this my generation, I started that. It was a generation of knowledge. The people, the teachers, have the information, know the information, have the knowledge in her mind because reading a lot of, but the access to the information is not easily. Then after that, in the 70s to 2000, these 30 years, the information was, the knowledge was starting to spread. The internet at the end of 2000, starting the internet, and we start to find more information, easy information. I remember that before, at the beginning in the university, find papers was extremely difficult. We have to contact the author of the of the papers, and then send the papers a copy in paper, because it was difficult to find the information. And but at around the 2000s years, the information, or the prime was, or the core was, analysis of the information, because now we have more and more information and data. But then, in the last 20 or 20 years, related to around 2010, social networks start to be present, and other technologies, and now more and more technologies to find information. And there is no limitation of the access to the information. Then we have more easily to find information and to spread information. And the student have also these facilities to find information. Now today, how to use this information? Uh, well, I use the information to summarize, to be give for others, for the student, to tell them what is the information, how to real select information adequate, or to the subject that they study. Then, after this summarized information, I will tell you how can use this approach in my classes normal here, like teaching in the exile, using three considerations. First, active learning, which I call the possibility to concentrate in the subject, but have freedom to move, to converse, to interact between the students with the coach, or the professor, but interactions, and even, if possible, to run with another activities that the student like it, like running in the classroom, or get out of the classroom, to have another elements to teach. No, especially this active learning can, I use it a lot of with a small exercise before and after the classroom, the teaching, and combine with outside classroom experience. The second ingredients in how I teaching with a tropical accent is the new subject. Uh, is the subject that I can teach now in the university is global change, which is really new, because it's a summarize something of the most of the crisis, environmental crisis in the world. Then for the student is a nice subject, but it's also a transversal lecture about all the problems related to the environment, even with the human activities and many other things. Then global change is compared to the new paradigm, the new subject that everybody have to know. Then, especially for my students, was very nice concept to understand what is happening in the world. And the first element is teaching with tropical in the tropical environment. It's not tropical environment properly, but the feature, the characteristics in this moment is try to express examples of the tropics, because people, most of the student don't meet or don't knows the tropics, even in neotropic or in Asia or in Africa. um, for them it's very nice to see picture examples and how is the life in the tropical, how is the temperature, what is the difference between summer and spring here on and our weather in the tropic. And this is really exciting for a student, and I note at the beginning, and they ask many things about tropic, and they give me the opportunity to compare how is, example, weather or customs or even mode to eat, food, everything's about tropical. And then include this element into my classes was very nice and very exciting for the students. Then how's the classes? How was the classes? Well, I using a lot of pictures, as I said previously, and use common, nice comment about sounds that is not formal, no, like jokes in the classroom, and use example of picture of all the world, especially my own picture, and use figures that can put in attention to the subject, like here about how to explain how to prevent to get to the 2 degrees in climate change, like this is now discussion, uh, and starting to thinking in the impact of global change in socio-ecology systems, using picture, using examples of our examples. um, and here we can see how each classes have different impression and pictures and about tropics, and even even not tropic only, but related to the classroom, no? Then people like it this and like it also how you present your pictures, your class, because it's important that the student have a good impression of and how can take a time to prepare classes, and they know that how is this. Let's say this example of how to savanna ecosystem and fire occur, and using small pictures that we can select from different way and display very well how is the process, no? And this is really nice how to can explain with tropical examples of how is in this case the fire in the savannah. And the other things is try to use the classroom. And this is an example of how we work with the student outside the classroom, using a new tools like this. This is an approach about conservation standard, and we use a little bit this, and that this is a tool for other things, but we can use to also to learn and teaching about conservation and how to understand this process. And the last things that we take it, we want to talk today is how is the tropics class. And first is to show what have in our countries that you don't have in Europe or something like that. And it is strange because nobody see these animals. That this is a chigüire or capybara or carpincho, depends on Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil, or Argentina, the different names. And this is a nice animals, and we find in the savannah is really typical animal for the tropics. But the tropics is not only llanos, it's also Caribbean Sea and stranger names. And I use this because it's really nice. These two mountain at the end of the photograph is a natural reserve protected area that the people put the name of Tetas or Maria Guevara, which is the box of a woman in the beach. Then it seems a really nice name, and everybody doesn't forget. huh? And also we have a place, highest place. That this is a picture in the Paramos of Venezuela, 4,000 meters high. Then we can see and we can get there and study this and see how is this ecosystem. And then, of course, we don't forget the people, and this is a really nice people from the community of indigenous the Amazonian, and sometimes people try to see that the indigenous people is with a traditional customer, but here we see children's close to our cities, and this is our gente, nuestra gente. With this, I finish this presentation. And and I finish with this really some picture, funny picture that is, means that we have to save the Earth because it's the unique planet with beer. This is a funny, but it's really, really same. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you in the fair for more question and discussion about that. Thank you very much.